I mentioned earlier we're at Dalby, and just an hour down the road from here is Toowoomba, where new research into double knock very well could change how you treat next summer's weeds.
Summer weeds are an increasing problem for the northern region's grain growers. Good news then that a trial in Toowoomba is providing more effective control strategies tailored to growers' particular circumstances.
We want to get the best answer for our growers out there on how they can manage these grass weeds.
The trial measures the efficiency of double knock, a strategy involving sequential applications of 2 herbicides, usually glyphosate followed by paraquat. Because of the increase in glyphosate resistance, the team is trialling a Group A herbicide as the first knock instead of glyphosate. They're also varying the number of days between applications.
The delay between the first application and the second application does have an impact on how effective the double knock treatment is. So currently what we're doing is we're trialling different delays between the first and second knock, from 1 day up to 21 days.
Results for those spray intervals are measured for glyphosate-susceptible and resistant populations of awnless barnyard grass, feathertop Rhodes grass and windmill grass.
It does vary between the 3 grasses, and it varies with the different, whether we're using a glyphosate for the first knock or a Group A herbicide for the first knock.
3 weed species, 2 herbicides and intervals ranging from 1 day to 3 weeks mean there are many variables. However, one variable they don't have to worry about is the impact of weather on their herbicide applications, thanks to the team's purpose-built spray cabinet.
You know you're going to get that amount of chemical on that plant with no wind, no rain, so the environment's closed.
It's increased our productivity and our efficiency in terms of the research that we're doing, so we can provide answers for the farmers much quicker.
Designed and built by team member Andrew McLean, the cabinet simulates a single boom spray nozzle travelling the length of the closed-in cabinet, delivering set amounts of herbicide, fungicide or insecticide at rates of 40 to 200 litres per hectare.
We can use different nozzles, different pressures, different ground speeds, and it also adds the value of a rainfall simulation where we can apply water at a set rate over pots to simulate rainfall in a paddock.
The cabinet means the team can compare apples with apples.
So we can have pots with a glyphosate-resistant plant and a glyphosate-susceptible plant sprayed on exactly the same conditions, and we can see how it affects the 2 different types of biotypes or different species.
Growers are always having to make decisions involving multiple variables. So how do you know what combination of herbicide choice, application rate and timing of applications will provide the best results? This GRDC-funded research is providing answers. If you're using glyphosate as the first knock, a week between applications is advisable.
We need to wait at least 7 days for the plant to be able to take up this glyphosate and move through the plant and do its job before we hit it again with the paraquat.
The exception for glyphosate is susceptible barnyard grass.
If you've got glyphosate-susceptible barnyard grass still in your paddock, well, the glyphosate's doing a really good job and it's got time to get in the plant within a couple of days.
When Group A herbicides are used as the first knock, the second knock interval can be less than a week.
If we're using a Group A herbicide, the Group A herbicide moves into those plants quicker, so we can come in earlier than that, so we can come in after a couple of days.
Delaying the second knock beyond 2 weeks can mean you start to lose efficacy.
We have found a little bit of a decrease in efficacy if you delay beyond that 14 days. And that's because the weed starts to grow out of that first treatment, and then you're putting more pressure on the second knock to control that weed.
As well as studying the timing of double knock herbicide applications, Michael Witterick is working on specific control tactics for feathertop Rhodes grass.
You need to get them when they're small. It's the same for any weed species that you're targeting, but it's especially important for feathertop Rhodes grass. It grows so quickly. 1 week it can be pre-tillering, next week it's got a number of tillers on it. So in order to get good control, you really need to be targeting it when it is either pre-tillering or early tillering stage.
And to help improve the control of feathertop Rhodes grass, the Queensland weed researchers are also looking at non-chemical tactics, including strategic tillage and burning to reduce this weed's seed bank. For the key summer grass weeds, double knock remains a viable strategy.
We are really wanting to promote driving down the seed bank, so that means controlling all your survivors, and the double knock strategy is very effective at that.
This Queensland Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry published fact sheet provides additional information about feathertop Rhodes grass and its control. And before growers use any chemical control, they should get professional advice on which Group A herbicides are registered for use and what permits apply. Sound advice for all weed control.